Major changes to Princess's Princess Premier package. Cruisers wait 2 years for a refund, plus drama on the high seas. Ahoy, travelers. It's Amy here with your weekly Cruise News Roundup and my thoughts on some of the biggest stories of the week. Now, how would you like to wait 2 years for a refund? Now, if you order something from Amazon and send it back, you expect a refund as soon as they get your return. Maybe you would accept a store telling you that there's a 48-hour delay, but 2 years? Well, one couple ended up waiting over 2 years for a refund for a cruise canceled due to the shutdown. Originally booked to cruise on Royal Caribbean in January of 2021 on a jazz-themed cruise, the couple was given the option by Capital Jazz, the charter company that they booked with, that they could either rebook for January of 2022 or get a refund. Now, they went with rebooking their cruise. They still wanted their jazz-themed cruise. But, as we all know, 2022 did not bring back cruising. So, that cruise was canceled as well. Now, they just wanted their money back. Turns out, around 300 passengers did not get their refund. Maryland District Attorney's Office investigated and discovered that Capital Jazz refunded some passengers, but not others. And according to a 10-page settlement, Royal Caribbean was financially responsible if Capital Jazz's super cruises did not take place. And the cruise line could have transferred liability to Capital Jazz, but they didn't do so. I don't know why not. Who knows what went on behind that? I didn't read the 10-page document. But that left Royal Caribbean on the hook for nearly $1.3 million. Now, Mom and I, along with some friends of ours, almost lost out on all the money that we had spent on our Carnival Vista cruise. It had been canceled due to the shutdown after we had already had it completely paid for. Now, despite what was supposed to occur, Carnival never sent us an email stating that we only had so long, I think it was a year, to rebook the cruise or ask for a refund. Now, we hadn't worried about it since we couldn't rebook, and we knew that's what we wanted to do, not get a refund. Plus, we hadn't gotten an email saying anything else. And we really were waiting for unrestricted cruising before we booked another cruise anyway. Randomly, Mom and I got to talking about the cruise one day, and she decided to make a call to Carnival and found out that we only had like a week or so left to rebook, or we were going to lose everything. Now, they tried to claim that we had received an email stating that there was a timeline, but even the Carnival rep couldn't locate anything on their end to prove that one had actually been sent to us. Now, God was watching out for us because we aren't rich, so losing out on the money for an entire cruise would have been upsetting for sure. So if you go back and you look at any of my stuff from our Vista cruise, that's the cruise that we ended up rebooking. Now, how many cruises did you miss out on during the shutdown? Let me know in the comments. One of the other cruises we ended up canceling was Carnival's 50th anniversary celebration cruise. Now, at the time, they still had all the restrictions for cruising, which meant we couldn't cruise personally. And that was one that was really disappointing. Now, if you're looking for an all-inclusive cruising experience but cannot afford luxury, oh my gosh, scared me to death. Whew. I just noticed that the UPS was here dropping something off. You might have seen him driving in the background. Scared me to death when I saw him out of the corner of my eye. So if you're looking for an all-inclusive cruising experience, but you cannot afford luxury cruises, or maybe you just want more options out of your cruise ship, then you might want to check out Princess Cruise Line. Now, they've announced 3 major changes to their Princess Premier package, making it closer to an all-inclusive experience. So under the new policy, guests who purchase the package will now receive unlimited daily beverages, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic, unlimited specialty restaurant dining, and unlimited Wi-Fi. Of course, you cannot expect these upgrades without a price, as the package is going to go from $80 per person a day to $90 per person a day. Now, adding the inclusive package to a 7-night sailing will increase the cruise fare by $630 per person. And Princess Cruises says that the cost still reflects up to 70% savings compared to buying individual service packages for the drinks, specialty dining, Wi-Fi, and everything else you get with that package. Now, while you may not use everything available in the package, like the fitness classes, I think you get like 2 fitness classes for free. When you compare the cost to the drink packages of other lines, you can see that it's a good deal, especially if you plan to get an alcoholic drink package. So considering that the alcoholic drink package on Royal Caribbean can cost up to $105 per person per day, you're getting a lot more from the Princess Premier package for less. So if you were going to buy a drink package, you'd just be better off to go ahead and at least get the Princess Plus, but you may want to go ahead and spring for that Princess Premier. Now, personally, I wish that all lines offer these upgrade bundles, but lines like Carnival and Royal still keep all their upgraded packages separate from each other. So what are your thoughts? Do you like the bundles? Have you ever upgraded to one? We've done NCLs free at sea. We did purchase the upgraded bundle for Celebrity Cruise that we have coming up, for the MSC cruise that I have just in a couple weeks. And then we also did for our Princess, but we did the Princess Plus. So let me know in the comments, are you a bundle person or do you prefer getting them separate? It probably has something to do with how much you need Wi-Fi or you want the drink package. Now, I have 2 drama-filled stories coming from John Heald's Facebook page, but before we get to those, if you enjoy this video and maybe even learn something, consider subscribing with the notification bell on so you don't miss out on any future posts. Now, channel members will know that I love checking in to Carnival Ambassador John Heald's Facebook page. It is a great place to read some cruise drama. Now, this week did not disappoint, and it is even better because Mr. Heald has been on the Mardi Gras cruising with his wife and daughter. Now, while attempting to enjoy a morning coffee, he was accosted by an unhappy cruiser, and you will not believe why. It was 7:40 a.m. and I took a break from answering questions to go and get my coffee. The lady comes rushing towards me, walking really quickly, and I can see she's holding a medium-sized duck in her hand. She shouted my name over and over again. I smiled and said, "Is that for me? Thank you so much." She got within spittle distance and spent the next 3 minutes telling me that the duck thing had gotten out of control and that other cruise lines have done the right thing by banning them. Now, this isn't true. As far as I'm aware, no line has banned the hiding of cruise ducks. I mean, those luxury lines might do it, but I doubt the people who are on those lines hide ducks, so it's a moot point. I believe Disney has discouraged it, but not banned it. And I'm guessing that has more to do with the fact that they're not getting any money from it. So John continued with his story. I explained that it was just a little bit of fun, and if the other cruise lines want to cancel that fun, then that's entirely up to them. She told me that we were ignorant. Now, this is not the first time that Mr. Heald has had to deal with people complaining about cruising ducks, but I think it is the first time that he has been confronted in person. I have some thoughts on this, and so did those who commented on his post. If you don't want to participate in the ducks, then don't pick them up. Walk on by and let someone that is into them get it. Simple. And this next comment about sums up my feelings on the whole matter. I fail to understand how the ducks harm anyone in any way. If you don't like them, don't hide them and don't look for them. Just keep doing your thing and move on. It's simple. See, and I agree. I just don't understand how other people hiding a duck affects anyone who doesn't want to participate. Ignore them. But that's not what this woman did. Nope. She found a duck, which really isn't that easy to do, and then took it and chased John Heald down with it to yell at him. Honestly, while I don't actively seek out the ducks, I do keep an eye out for them, and I have only found a few. It would be easy for anyone to just ignore the few that they might see, so getting mad about it seems like an easy thing to avoid. Have you ever participated in the cruising ducks phenomenon? Now, I like to take a few ducks to hide on my cruises. Sometimes I make magnets and keychains with the ship's name on them. Here's one I made for the Jubilee. Here's a keychain. Here's a magnet I made, and I've written the name of the ship on them. Now, I made these and then I accidentally left them at home. I did still take a bunch, but I had some that I had drying out and curing and doing, and I just forgot them. I'm taking 6 ducks on our upcoming cruise around Norway. Now, I didn't want to pack many, but I thought I would hide a few USA-themed ducks for the fun of it. Since this is our first international cruise, got a little Statue of Liberty, just one that's all looks like the flag, and then an Uncle Sam one. You see he's got his little hat on and his suit. Oh, wait, and yeah, and one with more that's just kind of USA stuff. So I thought that would kind of be cute, 6 of them. Well, with fans of John Heald knowing that he was on board the Mardi Gras, they of course asked him questions, one of which he did feature. John, go check on something as you are on the ship and they're getting ready to get on the Mardi Gras. Is the Serenity deck on the Carnival Mardi Gras totally quiet, or is there noise for people on the pool deck and music there? Debating taking Dad on Mardi Gras as a gift, and I didn't use Serenity last time I was there. He can have fun at night, but during the day likes a shaded chair where there is 0 noisy people. No music. Just quiet for him to read. This is what it should be, John. If not, why not? And he responded, I haven't been up there today, but we'll take a look when I have time. Serenity decks, should they be as described, or is it okay for people to have fun while there? Thoughts, please. Now, just as a note, as far as I can tell, so far on his page, he's not gone back and addressed this at all. But there were a lot of comments. Now, I've actually spoken about this previously in my best and worst of the Carnival Jubilee video. And while I think the commenter is a little on the strict side, expecting there to be no music and no talking, they pipe in very quiet, relaxing music. And some people talking, it shouldn't be an issue if they're talking quietly amongst themselves. I did find that with the XL ships having a pool in the Serenity area, it could take on a party atmosphere. And it doesn't appear that I'm the only one that felt this way. So one commenter said, there is a certain level of fun, but the last couple of cruises that I was on, the Elation, there were days people left, including me, because some people were having their own party and being loud for a long period of time. I think if that happens, they should be asked to go down on the Lido where noise is expected. Encouraged, I would say. I've also said this before, I am chronic migraine sufferer and a quiet Serenity deck is a blessing. Now, I agree with this person. I am a little bit surprised that this would occur on a smaller ship like the Elation, unless it was during the summer on one of their short cruises. They do have some short cruises, which can lend themselves to becoming party cruises. I've talked about that before. Having said that, I do think that Carnival should have some rules about noise when it comes to the Serenity area, and the next commenter explains why. I think the word Serenity answers that question. If people are going to party and be loud, I think another name might be in order. This is something I've suggested before. Maybe Carnival needs 2 adults-only areas, especially on their larger ships. One for partying and one for quiet relaxation. I get that people are like, oh, this is an adult-only area. There's no kids around. I can do whatever I want to. There's a bar right here. Everything. I get that. However, as long as it's called the Serenity area, then there should be an expectation of such.
Serenity now! Serenity now!
Now, this is something I have suggested before. Maybe Carnival needs 2 adult-only areas, especially on their larger ships. One for partying and one for quiet relaxation. However, as long as it is called Serenity, then there should be an expectation of such. For many, the Serenity area is a place to go and find some peace and quiet when surrounded by thousands of other people. And if Carnival is going to allow a few rowdy people to be loud, party, shout, etc., then they are doing a disservice to those who love the Serenity area. Well, as per usual, I like to give a little life update at the end of the week. I have been recuperating from my surgery over the last couple of weeks, and while I have been feeling more like moving around and am basically self-sufficient, as long as I don't lift anything heavy, not over 10 pounds, I am still having some pain and discomfort most of the time. Nothing terrible, but I'm still a little worried about getting around for our upcoming cruise. We've already notified the cruise line and airports of my need for assistance. I'm mostly going to need help with the luggage. Plus, I don't think I'm going to be up for standing in long lines or having to walk all the way across the airport to get from one gate to another. I still have a little bit of time to recover before our trip, but as it is, I'm doing well to walk across the yard to take care of my chickens and ducks. And that's why I'm still a little bit worried. I didn't have a lot of options when it came down to it and when I could have the surgery. I could either have it less than 4 weeks from our trip, or I could wait and have it afterward, which I didn't want to do because there was a number of complications that could have come up either due to waiting or have complications while I was over at seas, and I didn't really want to have to deal with that. So decided to go for it and just hope that I recovered quickly. And I think I am recovering well, but I do think it will limit how active I can be while exploring the places that we're going to visit. I know we haven't booked as many excursions as usual because I don't know how much I will feel up to doing. And thankfully, most of the places that we're going offers tour buses that can be booked on site. I did make sure to get tickets for the Flaam Railway though. If anyone has any idea of something to do while in Molde, Norway, please let me know. That is one big disappointment of our cruise. Our original itinerary included Hellesylt, but when they changed itineraries and dropped Geiranger Fjord, I think that's what they dropped, we had to rebook it because the whole reason we were going now was to go see the UNESCO heritage sites, Geiranger Fjord being one of them, and we wanted to ride the Flaam Railway. Now, there's very few cruises that do both. Very, very few, which is why we ended up on MSC. And the only cruise of MSCs that we could find as a replacement had Molde in place of Hellesylt. As far as I can tell, there isn't anything to do in Molde unless you want to hike, which I obviously won't be up for. Now, the whole town was basically wiped out in World War II, so there aren't even any historical sites, as the whole town was basically rebuilt in the 50s. Why in the world MSC is stopping there, I don't know, unless it's just cheaper for them. That's my guess. I'm still bummed about missing out on Hellesylt and then Trollstigen. So if you've been to Norway, let me know what your favorite port stop has been. We booked this specifically for certain places. There's so many other places to go in Norway, but we wanted to get to these before they shut down the UNESCO World Heritage Sites to cruising, which will happen in 2026. So are you ready for more information on cruising? Why not stick around and check out this video and then come back for more information designed to help you have an amazing cruise. Have a blessed week, everyone.